The world situation continues to shift rapidly with military actions, diplomatic efforts, and economic impacts happening at the same time. In this short update, I will highlight five of the most important developments that help explain where the conflict stands and what it could mean for the region and the world. 1. Strategic importance of Iran's oil infrastructure. Iran's Kharg Island is the central hub of the country's oil export system and one of the most strategically important energy locations in the Persian Gulf. Nearly 90% of Iran's crude oil exports pass through this single terminal, where pipelines from major oil fields load millions of barrels onto tankers every day for global markets. Because such a large share of Iran's oil revenue depends on this one location, any military strike, blockade, or disruption around Harg Island could immediately affect global oil supply and push energy prices higher. For this reason, analysts see the island not only as Iran's economic lifeline, but also as a potential flashpoint that could escalate tensions and impact energy markets worldwide. 2. Conflicting signals on peace negotiations. Recent developments indicate that diplomatic discussions may be quietly progressing, with some reports suggesting partial agreement on elements of a proposed peace framework. Pakistan has also emerged as a possible mediator, signaling its willingness to host or facilitate dialogue between the United States and Iran in an effort to reduce tensions. However, both sides continue to present different versions of what has been agreed so far, highlighting how fragile the negotiations remain and how uncertain a final settlement still is. 3. Iran considering nuke treaty withdrawal. One of the most alarming developments is Iran's discussion about potentially leaving the Nuke Non-Proliferation Treaty (NPT), the global agreement designed to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons. If Iran exits the treaty, international inspections by the International Atomic Energy Agency could end, removing transparency over its nuclear activities and increasing fears that the country could move closer to developing nuclear weapons. Such a step would not only intensify the current conflict, but could also trigger a wider nuclear arms race in the Middle East, dramatically raising global security concerns. 4. Wider regional involvement. The conflict is increasingly spreading beyond a direct Iran-Israel confrontation as several regional actors begin to take part. Groups aligned with Iran, including militias in Iraq, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and the Houthis in Yemen, have the capability to open additional fronts, turning the conflict into a wider regional crisis. 5. Global economic and security impact. The conflict is already creating ripple effects far beyond the battlefield, particularly in global energy markets and international security. The Middle East produces a large share of the world's oil, and tensions around key shipping routes, such as the Strait of Hormuz, immediately push oil prices higher and increase uncertainty for global trade. If instability continues, it could trigger sustained energy price shocks, economic pressure on many countries, and deeper geopolitical tensions across major world powers. Summarizing this, after a full month of conflict, the situation remains highly volatile with no clear path toward resolution. Military actions continue across multiple fronts, while diplomatic channels are simultaneously trying to prevent further escalation. At the same time, the conflict is already affecting global energy markets, regional stability, and international political alliances. What makes this situation particularly concerning is the growing involvement of multiple regional actors and the strategic importance of the Middle East to global energy supply. If diplomatic efforts succeed, the crisis may gradually move toward negotiations and de-escalation. However, if tensions continue to rise, the conflict could expand further, creating wider geopolitical consequences and long-term economic impacts for the world.